Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Blanco the Slime, and it's time for your what to buy and what to avoid in GTA Online this week for this week's weekly update. That was a mouthful. But anyway, of course, we do these pretty much every single Friday or Saturday where I pretty much go into detail on the best things to spend your money on and spend your time on GTA Online. So if that is something you are interested in, of course, hit that like and subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, thank you for staying down. And if you are new, welcome to the channel. Again, it takes 1 second of your time to hit that like and subscribe and really helps the channel grow. And I do make consistent GTA content. Now this week, we do have a pretty good week. We do have double money on the Acid Lab, which is pretty solid. But let's start off with the Podium Vehicle this week. Honestly, I don't really know the name of it. The car is mid. It's not really anything too crazy. But of course, if you want to take your luck, test your luck at the wheel, you can spin for it. I think it does cost like $1.4 million. And it's supposed to be based off like a real life version of like an older Honda Civic, which is pretty funny because my first car that I ever had was like one of those older two-door Honda Civics, like a 1999 Civic or whatever. So that car definitely brings back a little bit of nostalgia. But let's take a spin at the wheel live here on video and see if we can win the car. So I like to try to do a slow spin. Nope. We passed the car. Looks like we're going to get coins, close, RP. Okay, so we got RP. Anything's better than clothing. I'll take the RP. It is what it is. But yeah, man, if you are interested in having like one of those older Honda Civic looking cars in GTA, definitely test your luck at the wheel this week in the casino and get you that prize ride. Now, let's move on to some of the discounts this week. We do have 30% off the Annis Euros. Now, this car is, I think, based off like the Nissan 370Z or something like that. It's really good looking in game, and I believe it's a Monitech capable, if I'm not mistaken. You can put like armor on it and stuff. Overall, it's a pretty good car though, man, and I really like it. I would definitely suggest buying it while it's on sale. And next up, we have the Windsor Drop. This, of course, is based off a Rolls Royce, and it is a hard top drop top, and it is also 30% off, only at $630,000. Honestly, not a bad buy. The car is not the best performance-wise or customization-wise, but still, it's a Rolls Royce, and it's only $600K. That's not too bad. Next up, we have the Willard Eudora, also 30% off at $875,000. Now, I personally never drove this car or customize it, so I can't really recommend it. Next up, we do have all the Halloween vehicles that were on sale last week. We're going to see them here again. So first up, we have the Albany Lurcher. This is going to be 30% off. Again, these are limited time Halloween vehicles that you want to buy during this Halloween event because once they're gone, they are gone. And next up, we have the Romeo Hearse, also at 30% off, only at $31,000. That's pretty cool, man. Owning a hearse is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what purpose it would serve, but it's definitely pretty cool. And next up, we have the Albany Brigham, aka like the Ghostbusters vehicle, also 30% off, coming in at $1,049,000. Not too bad. Like I said, all the Halloween vehicles from last week got carried over to this week, so we do have a ton of vehicles on sale because it's like 2 weeks worth of vehicle sales, so that's always pretty cool. And next up, after the Albany Brigham, we do have the DeClassy Tornado Rat Rod. This is also going to be 30% off, coming in at $264,000. Again, part of the Halloween vehicles. It does kind of look like a Jeepers Creepers esque vehicle, so it's pretty cool. Again, I don't own one, and I don't know what the customization or performance is like, so I can't really say if I recommend it or not. But one thing that I definitely do recommend from all these Halloween vehicles is going to be the LCC Sanctus. Now, this bike is one of my favorite bikes in the entire game. Performance-wise, it's actually not one of the best bikes, but customization-wise, it is definitely one of the best bikes in the entire game, and I definitely suggest getting it while it is on sale. Simply, even just for the skull in the front, man, it's absolutely sick. But anyway, let's move on to the LS Car Meet. Now, for the prize ride this week, you are going to have to place top 3 for 5 days in a row, or I think it was top 5 3 days in a row. I believe it was top 5 3 days in a row to get the Corinne Futo. I think it's the GX or GTX. Pretty decent car. I mean, it's worth like 1.3 mil, so again, pretty mid. But if you do want it, definitely go ahead and grab it. Now, for the next gen users this week, your HSW test drive vehicle is going to be the Grotti Brioso, I believe it's called. And this vehicle is, I mean, it's nothing really too crazy, and it's not on sale. I don't really recommend buying it, but to each his own. But vehicles that I definitely can recommend are going to be 2 out of the 3 regular test track vehicles, and that is going to be the Benefactor Serrano over there to the left, the orange vehicle, you know, right there to the left. Really, really good car. It's an OG car. It's pretty old, but definitely really good. And then also this Coil Raiden here to the right. Now that is an electric vehicle that is actually based off of a Tesla, which is pretty sick, and it looks actually very accurate to a Tesla. So out of these 3 vehicles, I definitely suggest the Benefactor Serrano to the left over there. For the price, you really can't beat it. Plus, it's an OG car. The performance is actually pretty good, and the customization is decent for an older car. And then, of course, the Coil Raiden to the right. It's just a really solid car, and it looks really cool based off of a Tesla, and it has really good acceleration, of course, because it is an electric vehicle. But anyway, let's move down into Simeon's, which has all the heat this week. Honestly, I suggest buying all these vehicles in Simeon's. I believe they're all 30% off, if I'm not mistaken. But even if they're not, even at full price, most of these are removed vehicles, and they're really good. Like this one right here is the Grotti Cheetah. This one is an absolute classic. I have such nostalgic memories with this car. It was my favorite car in GTA for like the first 2 years that the game was out. And then here we do have the hearse available at Simeon's, which is also available at Southern San Andreas. So I guess this one isn't a removed vehicle. But we also do have Trevor's truck here. That's always a good one if you guys want it as a collectible. It's the exact replica of Trevor's truck from the GTA, story mode. And then we also have the Scramjet here. Actually, this one is not removed either. So disregard that all removed vehicles. This one is a removed vehicle though. So we have a few removed ones here. So the Scramjet, the Benefactor Sterling GT, the Grotti Cheetah, Trevor's truck, and then the hearse. Honestly, I could suggest buying all of these for different reasons, but they're all very solid, especially the Benefactor Sterling GT and the Scramjet. They're very fun cars. The Benefactor Sterling GT is a HSW vehicle if you are on next gen, so I definitely would suggest getting it. And the doors just open like insanely crazy, bro. They're like butterfly doors. Absolutely fire. I definitely suggest the Scramjet, the Benefactor Sterling GT, the Grotti Cheetah, and Trevor's truck. The hearse you can do with or without, but those other vehicles, I definitely would suggest getting them. They're fire, man. Simeon's got some heat this week. But anyway, let's move on to luxury autos. We have the Vapid Illusion, which I could definitely recommend buying. I'm not sure if it's on sale this week. I don't think that it is, but it is one of my favorite SUVs in the game. It has a ton of customization options, a ton of Amani tech options, and honestly, it's a really, really fun car. Now, next here, we have the Vapid Dominator that just recently dropped, based off of a little bit more of a classic Mustang. Out of these 2 vehicles, though, I would definitely only suggest the Vapid Illusion. Now, we also have some Halloween masks down at the mask store by Vespucci Beach. If you are interested in those, definitely go check them out. I don't think they're of limited time. I think they're going to be available even moving forward. But of course, if you are interested in those, go check them out. Now, moving down to the salvage yard, we do not have any claimable vehicles this week, unfortunately. But we do have robberies for the Canis Camacho, the Declassi Vigero, and of course the Pegassi Torero XO is going to be your highest value target, but no claimable vehicles, so I probably won't spend too much time there. Now, another way to make money this week is going to be with your time trials. We go over these every week. This is the location of your regular time trial, which will pay you $100,000. I do suggest doing these every week. It's 2 minutes worth of work, and you get $100,000 of money. So really not too bad of a deal there. Next up, we have the location for your HSW time trial. This one, of course, is only going to be available for next-gen users. So if you are not a next-gen user, then I apologize. But this will pay you $250,000. Again, for 2 or 3 minutes of work. Now, another thing that I did want to go over, I mentioned it briefly at the start of the video, your Acid Lab is going to be double money this week, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. The Acid Lab is a really good solo business, very good, money that it replenishes really fast, and I definitely suggest getting that done as much as you can this week. If you don't have an Acid Lab, of course, you want to complete the first and last dose missions this week while it is double money. That way you can get an Acid Lab and definitely get on top of that. But anyway, that pretty much wraps us up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, take 1 second to hit the like and subscribe button. It takes 1 second of your time, and it really helps the channel and video perform much better in the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you are already subscribed, again, thank you for staying down. If you're new, welcome. And until the next video, peace out, boys.